HarperCollins and HarperAudio present The Torqued Man, a novel by Peter Mann, performed by John Lee. Our country has been depopulated, our people degraded, our industries destroyed. If hell itself were to turn against English policy, as it is known to us, we might be pardoned for taking the side of hell. Owen MacNeill, article in FINA. And the individual, powerless, has to exert the powers of will and choice, and choose between enormous evils, either of which depends on somebody else's voice. Louis MacNeice, Autumn Journal. Thou hast chosen an ill place to rest and slumber in before the city of thine enemy. The High Deeds of Finn McCool. Secret. Date: 5 September 1945. Captain Floyd Weeks. Berlin District Interrogation Center, Army Post Office, 755, U.S. Army. 2. Captain Charles Carson, Office of Strategic Services, Berlin, Army Post Office, 401, U.S. Army. Charles, I'm sending the enclosed manuscript for your review in case it is of any value. It was found this morning in the remains of a bombed-out house in Schöneberg, following the arrest of former Abwehr agent Adrian de Groot. Little is yet known of de Groot's activities during the war, other than he was involved in Spanish and Irish operations before being imprisoned in 1944, then later drafted into the People's Militia. At the time of his arrest, he was living under the alias Johann Grotius and employed by the Real Estate and Labor Office at the new Coca-Cola plant in Staglitz. He is currently under interrogation and seems eager to cooperate. The Brits want next crack at him, as it was SIS who tipped us to his identity. I figure if we can save them several hours of reading, it would be the neighborly thing to do. Anything in the manuscript that can clarify the role of Princess Frank Pike in his affiliation with the Abwehr would be of particular interest. Pike, an IRA fighter and socialist agitator who escaped from a Spanish prison in 1940, is thought to have gone to Germany, where he disappeared during the war. Please give this a look and send a report at your soonest convenience. Yours, Floyd. P.S. It appears there are actually two distinct manuscripts that have been collated, either by their owner or the rebel women who found them. I leave it to you to puzzle out their relation. Chapter 1. Journal. November 30th, 1943. Frank Pike is dead. The news is not surprising, and yet it still comes as a shock. Strange, given the perpetual state of shock life has become. I wonder if he ever knew how much he meant to me. I do feel partly to blame for the way things turned out. Kriegsmann saw the body before the hospital was hit. Now it's a hole in the ground. I would have gone myself had I known he was there. But with this gash in my leg, damn that dog, and the mountains of smouldering rubble clogging the roads, it would have taken days just to get across the city. Imagine, Berlin burning all around him, and the man dies in bed from a fever. As though one needed other forms of dying these days. Non-violent death seems like one of God's little eccentricities. According to Kriegsmann, he expired in the arms of a nun. Perhaps he had a chance to talk her out of her vow of chastity, one last thrust of the pike, as it were. Even in his beleaguered state, deaf as a post and limbs a-tremble, his skin cirrhotic and face caving in on itself, Frank Pike knew how to charm. It's a pity he never could find a proper use for his talents. For all his peccadilloes, questionable loyalties, and that ceaseless Irish garrulity, a verbal spigot for which there was no wrench. Not even his handicapped German. He was, it must be said, a man of action.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?